So welcome to the Diversity Dialogue panel. I have three amazing leaders in cybersecurity with me today. I have Aastha Sahni. I got to read out the profile. Aastha, cybersecurity advocate, training specialist, instructor, coach, Flatiron School, Cyber Preserve, OWASP, and Lean in Breaking Barriers. Okay. Shruthi, who is a customer success manager at AppSecco. She's a podcast host at Stories of InfoSec Journeys and the co-founder at InfoSec Goes. Welcome, Shruthi.
Thank you.
And finally, we have Naomi Buckwalter, who's been on the show at least 3 times in the past, so we know each other pretty well. She is a virtual CISO, director of InfoSec, nonprofit director, and an amazing, amazing trailblazer. Welcome, Naomi.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Ashwin.
So the topic is really DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, but I wanted to kind of give each of you a chance to talk about how you got into cybersecurity. Well, let's start with you, Aastha.
Oh, me first, alphabetical wise. Okay, so I graduated in computer science only in 2013, and after that I was just juggling and identifying what to do, gave so many exams from like fashion, management, everything. And then I stumbled upon master's program in computer science. And when I was about to join at my university way back in India, so suddenly at the time I was joining, they offered me to join that, why don't you join information security management? It's something new and you should try. And then I look at their brochure and I was like, this is something interesting. This is something different for what we have been learning in our traditional computer science learnings in our bachelor's program. So that intrigued me and I did not get a chance. So I think I was the last candidate to get into the program. So I just had to take that intuition that I was getting from inside. Like, okay, let's take this. We'll see what will happen. And for those 2 years, my parents did not know. They just thought I'm doing something absurd completely. And then my father was like, did you even get a job? What you're doing? What is this? And now I think 7 years down the lane or 6 years down the lane, he is very, very proud. He was like, I did not know what you were doing at that point, but now I see you a lot.
Wow. Okay, so we got to follow alphabetical. Thanks to you, Aastha. So Naomi, you next.
I love that story. It's so funny. Not as good as hers, but I would say my father always helped me, encouraged me, never treated me like a woman, which is interesting. Now I think about it, I was just treated like a person. Growing up, I was a very nerdy kid. I had 0 friends. Yes, I am proud of that. So I was very comfortable with technology because technology could never make fun of me and bully me, right? So growing up, comfortable with technology, went to college for computer engineering, got out and got my first job at a company called Vanguard, where I learned a very large amount of what I know now, which is how to do IT well, how to do information security well. A very mature information security program over there at Vanguard. And I have always just been interested in tech. But ever since I went from software engineering, I just very naturally transitioned into application security. So from there, back in, I think, 2007 or so, 2006, I have been doing security. And I went back and forth for a little bit as a coder and then back into security. But I've been doing security ever since. This is my 3rd time doing security leadership, my 3rd time building a security program at a small and mid-sized company. So very happy to be here today.
And finally, Shruthi.
Yeah, okay. So I actually have a very interesting journey. And coincidentally, today marks the 9 years of me working in the IT industry. So I have been in InfoSec for about 7+ years now. And like I mentioned, the journey has been pretty interesting. I was actually introduced to the InfoSec training as part of the training at my job. So that's how I actually learned about it and found out that, hey, you can have a career in a domain like this, right? So although I started out as a developer, that's when I knew that, I want to get into security at some point because it's very interesting. And I was introduced to Null community at that point. So Null is actually an open security community in India, which has various chapters across India and across the globe. And I actually attended one of their monthly meets at Bangalore. And that's where I found it very interesting. And I was very convinced that, this is a great place to learn and network and meet people. And I did make some amazing friends there. So that's where I met Apurva. And then we started the initiative, the InfoSec Girls, back then in 2015, because at that point in time, the participation from women was relatively less. And I don't think there were a lot of them who would attend those meets. So that's when, along with the guidance of our mentors, so they guided us to start their initiative. And today it's been run by an amazing group of women leads. And then I actually got a security consultant job. So I did enjoy doing that for a bit. And what happened was at that point in time, I realized that I want to explore the business side of it. So that made me move into my current job where I'm on the client facing side, talking to customers, working with security team. And I love doing what I'm doing. So that's pretty much been my journey. And that also sort of led me to start the podcast, which I'm doing right now, where I cover stories of people's journey in InfoSec and celebrating their efforts. So currently I'm working on the Indian edition. So yeah, that's pretty much about me.